Hi everyone, and welcome to another tech tip. Today we're going to take a look at how to use the Chromebook camera to take snapshots of student work. We're also going to take it a step further by showing how a student can take that snapshot and then insert it into a Google Slide presentation, for example, or a Google Doc, share it with the teacher or other fellow students, and also insert it into a Schoology assignment and submit it for a grade. Now, there are a couple of apps that I'm going to need to make this happen. So I'm going to go to the bottom left-hand corner and click on the little circle, which is called the launcher. And this will bring up my little search where I can search my device for apps. So I'm going to type in the first app, which is going to be the camera. So all you need to type is just CAM. And then when the camera app comes up, what I'd like you to do is to pin it to your shelf. And to do that, just use a two-finger tap on the Chromebook and then select Pin to Shelf. Two-finger tap will give you the equivalent to a right-click in Windows. The next app you're going to need is called Files. Type in Files, and that will immediately bring up the Files app. With a two-finger tap, just two fingers and press down, and you will get this little right-click menu. Click Pin to Shelf. And so now these two apps are essential to make sure that all of the photos are stored properly and moved. So we're going to take these and move them over here to the left because all you have to do is just drag them. So we're going to tap on the camera app. I'm going to maximize this window and pretend that I have this handwritten work that I'd like to turn in. Now, this could be any type of work. It could be a drawing, it could be artwork that the student did, it could be a math problem that the student has worked out. You can take a picture of it with the Chromebook. So what I'm going to do is come over here to the left-hand side of the camera app, and there's this little button right here that says mirroring. When I click mirroring, it immediately flips the image. Now, the other button I'd like you to know about is this button called Square. When you click on Square, it's going to eliminate some of the unnecessary parts of the image and just make it completely square. And now I'm going to click on the Take Photo button, that's the circular button at the right, and take a picture of this image. Now, if I didn't get it quite right, I'll take a second one just to make sure that I got what I need. And now what you can do, now that you've taken that picture, is go down here to the bottom right corner, which is called the gallery. When you click on this little circle in the bottom right corner, it will then open up the images that you've snapped recently with your Chromebook camera. So now I'm going to click on the Crop and Rotate button right here at the top, and I'm going to eliminate the parts of the picture that I don't want. So I'll drag the left side over, I'll get rid of a little bit at the top, and I'll cut out the spiral part of the notebook. And I also don't need my fingers in the photo, so I'll cut those out as well. In fact, this whole bottom section is not needed. So I'll let go, and now I'm done, so I'm going to click Done. I now have the part of the photo that I need, and so I'm going to go up to the Save button and click on the little arrow just to the right of the Save button, and that will allow you to click Save As. Now, by clicking Save As, it is taking us into this little app that we just downloaded, and it's called the Files app. So we are now in the Files app, and we have a choice of where to save this photo that I just took. And where I'd actually like to save it is in my Google Drive. So being a student, and I'm playing the part of a student right now, I'm going to go to the student's little arrow just to the left of Google Drive. And then I'm going to do the same thing just to the left of my drive. And you can see that there's a math folder already created. The student could also, if he wanted to, click on My Drive and create another folder. So I'm going to click on this three-dotted button here over in the top right corner and click New Folder. And this is where writing will go. So the student will just call this Writing and press Enter on the keyboard, and now the writing folder exists. And this is where that particular writing sample can be stored. So I'm going to click on Writing, and I'm going to give this a very specific title. So instead of calling it IMG underscore and then a long time and date stamp, I'm going to call it Mark's Writing assignment or something like that. And now as I click the Save button, it's going to be stored in the student's Google Drive in the Writing folder. And now this photo has been stored into Google Drive. So I'm going to close the camera app. Now the student can go into Google Drive by clicking here and clicking Drive. Now there's the folder called Writing. I can double click to open that. And inside the folder, there is the picture. Now the student can do whatever he or she wants with this photo. It can be used inside of a Google Slides presentation, for example. It could be submitted to a Schoology assignment or any number of different things now that it resides in the student's Google Drive. So let's say that the student had a book report that he was working on and wanted to insert that photo into the book report. So inside of Google Slides, I'm inside the book report. We're going to go to Insert, Image, and then the student can go to Drive. Now Google Drive comes up over here at the right. The student can click on that image and then click Insert. And now the student's own handwritten work can be inserted inside of the slide. Here's another example of what could be done with this image. A student could share it directly to the teacher or fellow students by right-clicking, going to Share, and typing in the email addresses of the teacher or a student peer editor. And another reason why a student may want to take photos of their work is to use it in Schoology. I'm going to go into a Schoology course that this student is part of right now. So in a typical Schoology created assignment, the student will just go over here to the right under Submissions and click Submit Assignment. Now you get three options: Upload, Create, and Resources. The student can click on Resources, and they can easily get to something from their Google Drive by going to Apps over here at the left, and then using something called the Google Drive Resource app. Clicking on this will then open up the student's Google Drive, and there is the book report. Now the student can click Import and choose Import File. The file will now be attached to the Schoology assignment. If the student had shared this photo, he or she could right-click on the image and then click Share. He could share it with the teacher here, or choose Get Link. If it's restricted, just choose Port Huron Area School District, in this case, which will now allow you to use the Copy Link button and share it to whomever has this particular link. If the student had chosen something other than Resources, such as Create, this would be a good place to put that link. I'll type, "Here is my homework photo," and I'll highlight it, then click on this link button and paste in that link. Click Insert, and there's the link to the homework. Click Submit, and this is just one more way that the student can share this. So I have two different ways that the student could turn in this photo inside Schoology. And now you know how a student can use the Chromebook camera app and the Files app in combination with Google Drive and use that photo inside of a Google Slides presentation, share it with the teacher and or other students, and submit it as part of an assignment inside Schoology. All different ways that the camera app can be utilized by students on the Chromebook. I'm Mark Repp. Please join me for another tech tip. Bye for now.